Man, this has been one fun summer for baseball. The Mets are grooving, Yankee fans want their manager fired, and the Dodgers look poised to repeat. As long as you don't live in a small market city, it looks like America's pastime is back. Only a tremendous amount of greed and short-sighted thinking can stop this train. Oh wait. That's right, the MLB and MLBPA are back at it again. After narrowly avoiding a canceled season in 2022, baseball has had itself a nice little rebound. Now, baseball's brass is in jeopardy of tossing all that momentum away with a work stoppage looming after the 2026 season. Rob Manfred has been visiting clubhouses and has received a couple less than rosy welcomes. A lockout seems all but inevitable, and it begs the question, how did we get here? To answer that, we need to go back. In January 1994, Commissioner Bud Selig proposed a new economic model for baseball. Ball clubs would share revenue and also have a salary cap. It would hopefully make it easier for smaller market teams to compete with the likes of the Yankees and Dodgers. For years, big market owners decried revenue sharing as socialism, mostly because it is socialism. But the cap would give them a handy excuse to prevent the escalation of star salaries that they themselves were handing out. All they needed now was player approval. One problem, however, the plan included no salary floor. It effectively handed all the power over to ownership. The Players Association balked at the proposal. After months of stalling, on August 11th, 1994, the bats fell silent and the MLBPA officially went on strike. I tell you more about the intervention of the federal government, the collapse of TV contracts, the recruitment of scab players, the slow decline of Montreal baseball, but Secret Base has already done a fantastic video on the subject. That's not why I'm here today. What I'm more interested in is this question. Why do these guys keep on fighting? Seriously, NBA players and owners have found a way to mostly stay cool with one another. The NFL is always going to control their players, but baseball, the owners and the players just can't seem to get along. Well, because baseball players and owners have always haggled over one thing. Money. Over and over again, negotiations break down because management says that they need a salary cap to prevent the owners from losing money. Meanwhile, the players' union says that owners conspire to prevent players from earning what they are due. Well, the big star contracts grab the headlines. The reality for most professional ball players is a career in the minors, waiting for a call-up that never comes, earning dirt-poor wages, often forced to retire early with little to show for it. And the players have plenty of other reasons to be bitter. Why is that? The word of the day, kids, is collusion. It's the practice of illegally cooperating between competing actors. Imagine the two of us own ball clubs. I have a 33-year-old superstar coming off a career year, ready to hit free agency. Realistically, this is his last chance for a payday and he wants to hit it big. On the open market, he can probably earn 5 years, $180 million, but I don't want to pay that. So I cut a deal with my fellow owners. If you don't bid for my guy, I won't bid for any of your stars next winter. With no other offers on the table, I have negotiating power and re-sign my guy to a team-friendly 2-year, $50 million deal. That's collusion. It's illegal, and it ran rampant in the 1980s, and, depending on who you ask, still affects us today. But I know what you're thinking. Why should I care about some beef between millionaires and billionaires? Aren't these just champagne problems at the end of the day? Well, yes, for the owners and star players it certainly is. There are thousands of people on the ground working at the parks that are going to get hurt. These people don't have agents, they don't have millions in the bank, and they don't make the headlines when the guys up top start haggling over nickels and dimes. Still, I'd argue that even the powers that be get nicked when these issues drag on. Because 94 didn't just kill the Expos, it fundamentally killed the soul of baseball. Well, what the heck does that mean? Fundamentally, just about every baseball movie is about this kind of out-of-body connection that we have with the game. The Natural is about Roy Hobbs chasing his boyhood dreams after shady actors try to corrupt him. The Sandlot is about the mythic connections we make with our favorite players and how these legends stay with us long after they're gone. Even Moneyball, the most modern, most cynical film of this trio I've assembled, is about Billy Beane finding a way to still love baseball even after all that the game's taken away from him. Fundamentally, baseball had a soul to it. This gentlemanly game that goes back to the 19th century. Whether or not that is really true is debatable. I'm a cynical zoomer who thinks this is mostly hooey, and I've also read enough baseball history to know we've had crooked guys in this game for a while. But that's the consensus, especially amongst old school buffs like your Bob Costas or Ken Burns. To them, baseball had a soul. Or at least it did prior to 94. Because you look at some of the photos from this era and you see a pattern. Fans, often little kids, condemning the state of the game with these sandwich boards out in the crowds. There are no sides here. The players, the owners, the media, the government, all of them failed baseball. This wasn't about tradition or history or honor anymore. This was about money. And when that switch flips, when the players go from superheroes on a diamond into millionaires in matching laundry, it's so much harder for the illusion to return. And the process continued into the 2000s. The Sosa McGwire home run chase in 98 is often seen as a catalyst for reviving the game, only for sentiment to crash back down once these guys were in front of Congress talking about PEDs. Then Moneyball happens, a story all about removing the biases and narratives we've put into the game, aka the part that's actually fun. I'm speaking mostly in generalities, but hopefully you get my point. Fundamentally, the 94 strike began a 30-year cynical streak for the game. To be clear, this was not the first baseball scandal. We had guys who cheated, guys who drank, guys who smoked, racist owners, racist players, crazy owners, you name it. But 94 showed that this was a systemic part of the national pastime. All of our modern inventions like celebrity and big TV money had corrupted something that we cared about. And what did the powers that be do to fix this? Not a damn thing. Because the players and owners can't get out of their own way. Neither wants to give an inch because of decades of bad blood. They keep haggling over where to cut the pie instead of trying to make the pie bigger. I'll give you an example. There's this video by the tech entrepreneur Gary Vaynerchuk from 2019 where he talks about the fall of baseball. Basically, the biggest names in the show are unknown because MLB controls the media rights with an iron fist. They don't allow for the rapid sharing of content and highlights that make the NFL and the NBA popular. Every piece of content is monetized by the league. They could change this, but it'd just be one more thing for them to fight over. Another example. Where is MLB's answer to Drive to Survive or Welcome to Wrexham or Hard Knocks or Quarterback or insert your favorite sports docuseries? Again, it'd be one more thing that these guys would have to fight over, and it's the only reason I can think of why we haven't seen a baseball version. Ryan Reynolds got people across the globe to care about a Welsh footy team in the English 4th Division. Why can't we do that here? Seriously, we have 200 minor league teams in this country. Find one with a goofy name people might like. Send one film crew on the road with them and tell their story. Guys moving up, guys moving down, the day-to-day struggle. It's great TV. If anybody at Major League Baseball is watching, my services are available because the fact that I need to tell you is a problem. So yeah, in a roundabout way, that's the legacy of the 94 baseball strike. Fundamentally, the game's lost the color it had in its cheeks, and the bickering between owners and players does nothing to solve it. We're going to get a strike after next season, and we're probably going to lose out on some great baseball, because when the guys up top decide to start pinching pennies, they left a whole lot of dollars on the table.